Hey everyone, it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and we are doing an at-home sick day vlog. It's just gonna be me redoing this desk a little bit. So it has orange panels. I'll show you. We are already kind of set up outside here. Olivia is going to play chalk while I start at least the first coat. These are the drawer fronts and the cabinet front. So I am going to work on painting these. I did end up leaving the child locks on here. I thought about taking them off, but I figured when I restuck them on, it was going to ruin the paint anyway. So I'm just going to paint around this thing. And that way, you know, I'll touch it up once we can remove these, but it'll still be a while for that because I keep some stuff in the desk I don't want her getting into. So I'm going to go ahead and work on doing this. Olivia, we need our bag. Let's see. Got my phone here too. So we ended up getting this color, which is, what's it called? Angie's Shawl. It's a teal color. It matches that desk chair. And this is the Valspar Chalky Finish paint. It's, you know, chalk-based paint. And then we also got the sealing wax. I went between getting the sealing wax and the polyurethane, and I went ahead and just got the sealing wax since it's not going to be something that's heavy trafficked. And then here's the paintbrush I picked out. You can hear doggies barking. Picked out this wall and trim soft brush, so that's what I'm going to be using. And I went ahead and got out some containers so that I can, you know, work on one side at a time and kind of stack them up so that they're not sticking to the plastic as I work. So Olivia, can you hand me that bag please, Livy? Thank you. So Olivia is going to work on playing chalk, and I'm going to work on starting the paint job. All right, this is one coat. You can see part of it's darker on this one. It's starting to dry. I tried to make the coat pretty thin, but it is very thick paint. And you can see my strokes are not the greatest. Hopefully it'll more even out this next coat. These are the back sides anyway, so I thought I'd start with the back sides. And if I messed anything up, then I know better for the front side. So they're looking good. I'm gonna give them a few minutes to dry and then I'll work on second coat. Okay, I am on the last coat on the front side of these. So I wanted to show you guys this. It's pretty incredible. So this one, you can see the shiny part is still wet on this one, but it's almost all the way dry. So I'm going to go ahead and give it the second coat. I'm going to try to get close, so hopefully you guys can see. This is just one coat here, so you can still see some of the oranginess underneath. I did a very thin coat for the first coat, and then I did a thicker second coat. And this is what my second coat looks like. You can see the brush strokes really, really harshly. And when I first did the first side, I was like, there's no way this is gonna work. It's gonna look terrible, because I wasn't seeing any kind of self-leveling of those brush strokes. But they turned out really well on the other side. And so I went ahead and finished the project. I'm sure I'll be able to see some of the brush strokes, but not all that much. I don't know if you guys can see very much. Most of the brush strokes that you can see right here is because you can still see the orange through it. So it ends up just drying in such a beautiful finish that you really can't see. The one thing I did totally mess up, and I probably can go back and sand these down and touch it up or redo it at some point, but I did, you know, start on the other side and then did all the edges, and you can see there's a bit of a lip on the front side here, and I don't know after the second coat if that lip is gonna still show up as harshly as it shows up now. So I painted this side, and there was just a little bit of extra paint. I should have used my brush and, you know, gotten that off, but I didn't even think about it at the time. So you can see some of the same thing going on right there. So this is my last one to do. I've got to do one more coat on this, and then I'm done with the painting. And so I'll show you guys, I've hardly used any of the paint. It is still mostly full. You can do so many projects with this. So far, I am really liking this. So you can see it dries just a beautiful color. I really just love it so far. I'm going to go ahead and paint this one, let all of them dry really well, and then I will apply the wax. Okay, it is the next morning. We went ahead and put the desk back together. I do notice, and I don't know if the camera's gonna pick up on this, but I do notice some streaking on here. There's some spots that are just a little bit maybe lighter color. I think those are possibly spots that I missed waxing it. So I'm going to do a little bit more sealing wax on this one. I don't notice any of it on the other two. I really think that they look nice. You know, this is my first job ever painting furniture. I probably didn't have the right brush. I probably didn't have the right technique. And I definitely learned quite a bit about this process. Namely, make sure you wipe your edges. I thought about sanding these down, and I may still do that at some point, and then repainting if I need to. But you can see those edges on there. I'm not sure if it's going to be something that is going to bug me enough I want to, you know, do the whole process over again. I will know for next time to, you know, make sure you're wiping those off so that they don't have that little edge, because I do see that on a lot of the edges. But other than the streakiness on this one, I think they look really, really good. I do have one little nick already here because it's very tight with this hinge, so it did rub against the white part, and we're going to have to either figure out how to loosen the hinges, or my husband's going to sand this side and cut it down a teeny tiny little bit so that I can repaint it and we have some gap, because you can see there's a big gap on this side, not so much on this side. So this side hits just a tiny little bit, He moved it out. You can see it's like out, not flush. He moved it out with the hinge to make it so it doesn't rub very much. But I'm gonna go ahead and wax this, and we'll see if it looks any better. And I don't even know if the camera's picking up on what I'm seeing, but I see little bits of streakiness on this door. Okay, that definitely got off all the streakiness. That's what I suspected, is I just didn't wax the whole thing. It was at night and we were in the garage working on it. It looks much better now. And you know, if you look close, you can see the brush strokes, but when I'm standing back, you know, like walking through the room, I don't notice anything wrong with it at all. So it's one of those things where I'm like, I think it's good for my first try, definitely. And I wanted to show you guys, you know, this is a desk we've had for years and years. I've always disliked the orange color, and I was going to buy a desk for this area, and the desk I wanted was like $210. So I ended up buying the paint. I can also use this paint for other projects. Like, we're going to paint the hutch that's in Olivia's room. And so I'm going to use this paint for part of that. And so, you know, I've got multiple makeovers for $61.66. I did end up, you know, washing and being able to save that brush. That was a great way to repurpose this, and I'll get more use out of that. You know, I have the paintbrush, I have the paint and the wax, and so it's good for multiple projects. And so I'm really, really pleased with it. So far I just have the desk sitting here. I've got the chair. I ended up taking the arms off of this chair. This is a Vexa chair, and this one is on clearance at Staples. So it's a really good price right now. I think I spent $42 or $43 even with the tax. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. I love the teal and the white. And the main thing for me for this chair was the back had to look neat. So let's see. Some of the backs of the chairs looked really dumb, but I think it actually looks really pretty because that's the part that's going to be showing. The thing I just loved about this one was the white, like the white frame part. I think it's beautiful. It has different casters. I ended up buying the ones that are for hardwood floors so that it just glides across and you can't even hear it. You can hear, like, it's not loud at all, which is awesome. So this is an old desk. It's got some nicks. So if you guys have any ideas for, you know, how I can cover up those nicks on the laminate, let me know. I was thinking maybe there's some sort of paint pen that I can buy to cover that up, just like, you know, on the hardwood floors, there's little wood colored pens. But there it is so far. I'm going to do a desk tour when I get it all set up. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was something totally new and different for me, and I'm just really excited about how it turned out. I know it's not perfect, but it is so much better than the orange. So be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.